Hello, everyone. Welcome back or welcome if you are new here. So, I intended on going live this morning, and I'm having a difficult time connecting to the live feature on YouTube. So, we're going to just pretend that I'm live right now, and we're going to watch some Twin Flames universe videos together. And I know, perhaps you're a little bit tired of seeing me cover and react to Twin Flames, but they just have a treasure trove of content out there ripe for roasting. Additionally, I've gotten some really, really good news in regard to Twin Flames universe. I am going to be very vague because it's not necessarily my news to share, but I just want to say people are waking up. People are waking up and getting out of the twin flame trap. Now, I was perusing the Twin Flames universe YouTube and I noticed some new characters have been added to the grouping. So I thought we would react to these new little inner circle members or flying monkey members and just see how everyone's doing right now. All right. Now, I just want to jump in first here and share that this gentleman, Blake, he's our homeboy. We've watched him a few times. And today, Blake is, this is before we get into the new characters that we are being introduced to. But Blake wants to give us some advice on how to not get ghosted by our divine masculine. So let's go ahead and jump on in, shall we?
If you're being ghosted by your twin flame, or maybe you're afraid of being ghosted by your twin flame, well, I have got the advice for you. The one thing that you really don't want to be doing. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Twin Flames Universe. I'm Drake, and today I'm giving you the best guide on how to not be ghosted by your twin flame from the Divine Masculine's perspective. If you are focusing all of your energy and all of your attention onto your twin flame, they are going to ghost you. They are not going to respond to you, they're going to be ignoring you, whatever it is.
That sounds super healthy. If you give your twin flame any attention, they're just gonna ghost you because you're effing annoying. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for that beautiful piece of advice. Okay. I thought we were supposed to like put all of our energy into fixating and convincing our twin flame to be with us. I thought that was like the whole point, that we have to pursue them at all costs, no matter if they've filed a restraining order against us or are already married. And once again, Blake, oh, I do this every time. Blake, if you're watching, look at the camera lens, not at yourself, the camera lens, right? You want to talk to your audience, look at your audience. Okay, that'll help them resonate with what you're saying. Because I know you're just staring at yourself in that monitor. I say it every time, but you don't want to take my feedback. Okay, how would you guys like it if, because my monitor's above my camera, how would you guys like it if every time I made a video, I was just like clearly staring at myself? Hey, everybody, listen up. I've got advice for you. It would not happen. All right.
Because your twin flame is a direct mirror of you. And how you treat yourself is how your twin flame is going to treat you. If you are focusing all of your attention onto them, it means that you are not focusing all of your attention onto yourself. Hence why your twin flame is not paying attention to you. And I will give you a very, very
Gosh, that doesn't make any that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. By your logic, if I was fixating on my twin flame, they wouldn't they mirror that back to me, mirror that energy back to me? Doesn't energy go where energy flows? Come on, y'all.
potent example of this in my union. Okay. When you shift that and put the focus and energy back onto yourself, yeah, your twin flame will start paying more attention to you because you're making the choice to do that for yourself.
Did you see the orb? He has a ghost. There's a ghost. The ghost of twin flames past.
My twin flame and I talk a lot, almost every day. And there was a time where I actually didn't really text back with her or engage with her. And this is when we were kind of dating, but weren't. If you guys know my story, you know it. But if not, there was a time where I was still trying to figure out my relationship with her. And I didn't know she was my twin flame at the time. And at this time, she was being like very focusing all of her attention onto me. And being her twin flame, I picked up on that energy. And
So I decided to punish her by ignoring her. Cool, Blake. Definitely would love to date you.
I was a little thrown off to it. So when she would text me or try to hang out with me and stuff, I was, I don't really want to do that. And it wasn't because I didn't like her, because obviously I love her. She's my twin flame. But I was picking up on the energy of, yeah, I'm focused all on you instead of myself. And because I'm her twin flame, that, turns me off. And it doesn't make me want to engage with her sometimes. Just
If I saw my husband talk about me like this, I'd be like, whoa, that's crazy. I mean, and I get it. Like, look, I get that, in layman's terms, what he's trying to say is have your own hobbies, focus on yourself, whether it's work, career, self love, self development. Obviously, we all need to put ourselves first, right? We do need to make sure that we're not putting all of our eggs into one basket. I do agree that it's vitally important to make sure that you're not moving towards someone with like an obsessive, desperate energy or making them your entire world because it is attractive to know that somebody has goals they're trying to reach or I know they work out every day so they go to bed early so I might not hear from them until like the next day if I text them after like 9 p.m. because I know that they have their routine and I know that they're really passionate about something or really driven about something and that can be very attractive. But when he's putting it like this, he's making it sound like, yeah, if they're too into you, you have to like mirror them because I, I think that like in a spiritual perspective or from a spiritual perspective, one may say, like, okay, I think I am really putting all of my energy into this person. They're not reciprocating. So I'm just going to take a step back, really focus in on me and still give my best to the union or the relationship. But I do feel like maybe I'm becoming a little bit desperate or coming off as obsessive or desperate. So I'm just going to take a step back. I'm getting too obsessed with them responding to my text instead of like sending a text, going about my day, and then being surprised and appreciative of them reaching back out to me, right? I think there's a different energy there for sure. There's a lot more confidence there as well. However, from his perspective, he's basically like, yeah, as the divine masculine, she was really desperate. And I was like, ew, and I would have ghosted her if I didn't know she was my twin flame. I think that that's kind of a detrimental mindset to have, in my opinion. Like, it kind of keeps people from being their true authentic selves because I think that we should be having those intimate conversations, especially with people that we're going to be involved in an intimate relationship with. Like, there were plenty of times when I was first dating my husband where I had to say, like, hey, I'm feeling really insecure. I know it's probably a little bit annoying, but like, I just need that extra level of reassurance right now. Like, are we good? How are we feeling? I wanna make sure that, like, we're showing up for each other in the best way. And luckily, he was always super receptive to that, would allow me to be vulnerable, and now we have this incredibly safe relationship where, like, he sees the good, bad, and the ugly. He sees the emotional, the happy, he sees it all, the full spectrum of Aaron, and I see the full spectrum of him. I'm never trying to play a game like, "Wow, he's, like, really obsessed with me. I'm just gonna take a step back," because that's a turnoff. It's like, well, maybe he's moving towards me more because he needs that support, and if I need to give my partner a little reassurance, like, they're human, and that should be okay, in my opinion.
because it's that energy transfer, right? Think of it as a battery. If you don't have a battery in a flashlight in the right way, the light's not going to turn on. And so, if you are focusing all of your energy and attention on your twin flame, you've got your batteries like double negative or double positive, right? So it's the light is not turning on; it's turning off. I wasn't really talking to her, wasn't really engaging her. I said, yeah, I don't really want to be with you. I just want to be friends because that energy was something I didn't want. I remember there was this day where I was talking to her and she's just, okay, you know, it's fine. We don't have to be together, whatever. I'm gonna go talk to somebody else, you know, whatever. We can just be friends. She was saying that, you know, for herself, she was making the choice of, you know what, I'm gonna focus on myself. If you don't want to commit to me, if you don't want to do any of this stuff, whatever. I'll go find somebody that will, or whatever it was in that space. I don't really remember it fully, but she was just communicating to me, okay,
Do you pay attention to her? I don't even remember like what it was, but like all of a sudden I was turned on again. No, I think you wanted to control the situation and make sure she kept wanting you because you liked the flattery of it. Don't kid yourself, Blake.
I'm not focused on you anymore. I'm focused on myself. I'm just gonna do what I want, and you know we can be friends, whatever. But you're you're not my center of attention. And because she was making that choice to focus on herself, I was like, nope, never mind, never mind. I'm here to commit to you. I love you. I want to be with you. And yeah, then we started dating like officially. Your twin flame is gonna pick up on the energy right away. So if you are having any energy of, ooh, I'm
This is just like the classic thing, and it's kind of toxic sometimes, where it's just like, well, fine, I'm going to become unavailable and I'm going to make him have to text me twice before I respond one time. And it's because when people are getting that, I mean, this is just me waxing poetic, psychologically. I don't know for sure, but what it sounds like is, and what I have experienced from like girlfriends talking about dating, they will give attention to somebody and then that person won't reciprocate. So because they respect themselves, they'll be like, "You know what? I need more. I'm going to pull back. I don't think this is the right guy." And then all of a sudden, of course, when they pull back, they stop giving that person attention. That person's like, "Wait, wait, wait, wait. I missed the attention. I want the attention again." This isn't some like miraculous twin flame situation. It's human psychology. You liked the attention she was giving you. You're not getting that kind of attention from anybody else. So when she takes that away from you, you're like, wait, 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 wait. Now I want that. Now when your world isn't centered around me, I'm mad. So why is it a turn on when you are the center of their universe? But then when they're like, I'm gonna take a step back, you're like, wait, 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 no, no, no. I need to be the most important thing in your life now. Okay. Just sounds like selfish dude behavior to me.
making them my center of attention. You are not making yourself your center of attention. You're not putting God, right, and focusing all of your attention on God and yourself. Yeah, you're going to probably be ghosted by your twin flame, or they're just not going to really want anything to do with you. And it's not because they don't love you, it's really not. It's just this twin flame connection is so sensitive. They're
I hate this because, yes, I think ghosting is a really silly and cowardly, disrespectful way to end a relationship with somebody. But I also believe that if someone is really ghosting you, they are simply no longer interested in engaging with you anymore. And that ghosting needs to be the closure. So making it sound like this person's ghosting me, but they secretly really like me and want me. So I'm going to continue to pursue them, even though they have shown me that they essentially want nothing to do with me. That's a dangerous and toxic mindset to put into your followers' heads. If someone's ghosting you, just be like, okay, fine, whatever. I guess we are no longer engaging. I mean, I've had that happen even with friends where, we are close and then we just kind of like fall apart. I text them or they text me and I just kind of forget to respond. And it doesn't necessarily mean that like I don't wanna talk to them anymore. It's just like, I got busy, I have other priorities, unfortunately, it doesn't mean I love them any less. But that is different than someone actively being like, "This person's a lot, I need to disengage, and I don't know how to actually communicate that to them." The thing is nobody is entitled to a response from everyone. Yes, is it more polite to respond to someone? Absolutely. But if you're reaching out to somebody over and over and over again and they are consistently basically ignoring you, you have to let that be an indication that they want nothing to do with you anymore. If I have a friend that texted me and I'm like, "Oh shoot, I totally forgot to respond." I'm like, "Hey, I know you texted me like 2 weeks ago. I'm really sorry. I got carried away with other things. Like I would love to meet up soon." Cool. Everybody's fine. But if someone's continuously reaching out to you or you're continuously reaching out to them without a response, please respect yourself enough to let that be your answer. Let that be your closure. They clearly aren't interested in engaging with you anymore. And it sucks and it hurts, but screw them. They're not worth your time. I hate that this is like painting a picture that you don't deserve to have your energy and your efforts and your love reciprocated in the way that you give it. That's not fair to anybody. We all deserve to be loved in the way we want to be loved. And if your love language is words of affirmation, over communicating, and you're like, I'm obsessed with this person, then maybe you deserve that same type of energy back. But I hate this idea of like, yeah, well, they ghosted me, so I'm just going to try harder. No, no. Let the ghosting be the reason to end the relationship. You deserve better.
Going to sense any misalignment and they're going to act on it. So if you're not already doing this, if you're not already putting all of your attention and energy onto yourself, do that now. Make that choice right now. Right? You can say it. I choose to just put all of my attention and my energy onto myself. As sensitive as it is, it means that when you are making choices aligned in love and choices aligned with, hey, I'm focusing all of my energy and attention onto myself, your twin flame will mirror that as well, just as fast. So there's no need to worry.
You can't control anybody else. You can't control anybody else. They don't know that you're focusing on yourself. They honestly might be like, thank God this person stopped reaching out to me. My God.
An important thing to do. Another way to avoid being ghosted by your twin flame is to make sure that you are doing your inner work and loving yourself. And now, if you don't know what inner work is,
Isn't that the same thing? How many ways can we say the same thing in one video?
that's okay. If you're new to the journey, that's okay. We have our new product. Okay, it's a free product. It's called the Twin Flame Toolkit. Click down below. It's going to give you all the stuff you need to get started on your journey. It's going to teach you the mirror exercise and all that juicy stuff. So if you are not really sure about inner work or all that stuff, click there. Start your support. It's free. Do it, and that will help you to start attracting your twin flame. Okay, so doing your inner work and loving yourself and loving your life. If you are not doing these things, you are most likely going to be ghosted by your twin flame. Sorry to say. If you are loving yourself, focusing on yourself, doing that inner work, the crucial inner work, yeah, you're going to have a really cool and awesome relationship with your twin flame. And now, if that's not happening right now and you are doing your inner work and you are loving yourself and just doing that perfectly, don't worry. Don't worry if you're out of reality, your twin flame isn't talking to you or communicating you. It doesn't mean that you're not doing the work, I promise. This means that yeah, there's some things going on. There's some things that are shifting. The universe, God is working out some things, and you don't need to worry about that part. Hence the focusing on yourself. That's what attracts it towards you. Okay? It's all about the energy. If you are constantly trying to figure out
Okay. So you just spent a whole video telling us how our twin flame is going to never ghost us, and then you're like, but also other things can be going on, so we just don't know, just trust that things are working out, it's going to be fine, don't. Okay, okay, okay. I'm going to simultaneously pursue my twin flame but also work on myself, and also know that if I work on myself, I'm attracting my twin flame. But if I'm not attracting my twin flame, that doesn't mean that they're not interested in me. It just means the universe is doing something else. Okay. Let's talk more about the divine masculine with our new friends. Alrighty, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, this video was called Why the Divine Masculine Runs Before Twin Flame Union. It has nothing to do with the fact that they might just not be interested in you. Chase the runner, the person that keeps avoiding you and running away from you. Just keep going after him, y'all.
that with your twin flame. With your twin flame, you know that they will not go away. They won't leave you. You can just relax. Welcome everyone to Twin Flames Universe. We are Daniel and Carmen, Twin Flames in Union and Ascension coaches in training. And today we will be talking about why the divine masculine runs from the connection when you love them, when you feel it's coming. Why does this happen? How to solve it? So, with that being said, let's jump right into it. Why does this happen? One of the first things I want to talk about this is how your divine masculine process the feelings, because that's a key component about this topic. And it may be that you are not giving him enough space, and by space I don't mean like physical space, but emotional space, spiritual space. You see, the divine masculine process his feelings different than the divine feminine. Usually the divine feminine is more inner, but the divine masculine needs space, needs to do more things. Maybe he needs to go for a walk. Maybe he just needs some time to be alone. And that's all he needs. And the best thing you
I just really dislike any type of binary thinking in this way because I feel like it separates us as human beings instead of connects us as human beings. I think every individual processes feelings differently, and I feel like just within the context of how we know Jeff and Chilia operate within Twin Flames universe, if we consider the fact that they were pairing people up and basically assigning twin flames to each other, and people were kind of trying to force these feelings of love and attraction with those people, I can't help but wonder if firstly, I mean, additionally, we also know that it's majority women identifying people, female identifying people that are following Twin Flames universe and trying to find their union. There are a lot fewer like male identifying individuals within the group. That was one of the highlights of both the docu-series, was how like, yeah, there were so many women and not enough men to go around essentially. So I feel like if we consider all of that context that we know from, the docu-series and everything, I think it's easy to surmise that maybe the woman who's been seeking and like wanting this more and maybe is more open with how they feel, that, you know, masculine defining energy is taking more time to consider it. I just wonder if it's really both of these people being like, okay, I guess like you hit some boxes on like on paper, you everything's good, but like the emotional connection's not there. So how can I get the emotional connection to thrive and grow? I don't know about you guys, but and correct me if I'm wrong, if you've had like if you're in a relationship, but I feel like when I've had those feelings about people, I kind of knew immediately that there was an attraction. And then the love feeling grew as I got to know the person, right? Like I got to know my husband more and like, yes, I was attracted. Yes, I enjoyed spending time with him. And then it was like, oh, wow, I really love this person because you're discovering who they are, right? You're spending that time with them. You're exploring each other in, not necessarily intimate ways, but like intellectual ways, emotional ways. And I feel like when you paint things as like, well, the man is always going to run and he's always going to be confused about his feelings. No, that's not necessarily what happens. I think that that happens if someone's like, man, this girl is awesome. She, checks off all my boxes. I feel like I should be into her. I should be attracted to her, but there's just not that chemistry there. Something's not clicking. And then they end up like trying to force it because every outside voice, including people within the Twin Flames universe cult, are like, yeah, this is the one. This is the one. This is the one. And they're like, okay, I guess everyone is reiterating that she's the one. She's got to be the one. I'm going to let her be the one, instead of actually taking a step back and saying, like, I actually do love her. There's this click, there's this energy. I think we've all felt that before where we're like, it just fit. And I think that as a society, we're falling away from that inner knowing, inner feeling when we meet somebody. We're like, well, they need to look like this. They need to be this tall. They need to do this job. They need to have this amount of money. It's like, that's all surface level BS. What if we let ourselves open up to just that instant, immediate inner attraction to someone where it feels like our, bodies kind of react before our mind does, before our mind can tell us, like, oh, no, 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 I can't do this. I feel like we've all had that visceral feeling before. And so I just hate this binary feeling of like, yeah, the woman's going to definitely express herself first, and then the man is going to run and have to consider his feelings. I don't think that's necessarily true because depending on everybody's trauma, past experiences, their upbringing, there are plenty of women that need time to also process their feelings and can be turned off if a man comes on too strong. I mean, I've definitely had moments with men where I'm like, I liked you, but then like it just felt a little intense and like I'm not ready for that yet. And I just need to consider if this is something I want to jump into or take a step back from. So I just hate the like Twin Flames universe, like binary thinking. Like, I believe we each have elements of divine masculine and divine feminine, and we kind of tap into different energies when we need to, depending on what the goal is or what the task is or where we're at. And we have to balance those energies no matter if you consider yourself like how you identify yourself or what your pronouns are. I think we're constantly kind of tapping into different energies. There are times I want to feel more masculine, and then there are times I want to feel more feminine. And then there are times where I'm like, I don't care what energy I'm in. I just need to sit down for a second. So I don't know. I just hate this like binary thinking because I feel like at the end of the day, it creates more separation than unity. I just wish we could get away from this like divine masculine, divine feminine, alpha male, uh, dominant man, whatever the hell it is. Like, can't we just find someone that's on our same page and we do our relationship the way we like to do our relationship and we give and we take? And I don't know. I could rant on for a while about that, but I'll spare you.
Can do in these moments is just hold space for him, be there, be supportive. Don't take whatever he's doing personal. It's not that he doesn't love you, because that's the main reason I see a lot of people like, he's running away, we had this fight, we had this talk, or the karmic did this. Don't take it personal. Your divine masculine is trying to process his feelings, understand them, and look for the best outcome for you and him. So in these moments when you feel everything is like very emotionally charged, just remain calm. If you feel or are moving through any upsets in your union, just use the mirror exercise, and that will help you heal any upsets or blocks that on your side. But you also need to trust your divine masculine. You see, we have had many.
This is just the classic, like the man is the leader, so he needs to process through his feelings to guide you both on your journey. Give me a break. I know what I need to do. Thank you so much.
Nights where I just went out and I was not talking with Carmen, and all I needed was time on my own with my.
I understand that, but I think that like that can also be seen as stonewalling. There's a difference between I need some time to process this argument and I'm really pissed at you, so I'm going to ignore you and not talk to you for days. Stonewalling is actually a very abusive tactic and technique because it means that you are effectively forcing the other person to chase you and worry more about your feelings instead of you two coming together and processing things together. I think absolutely, if things are getting heated in an argument and you need to take a step back to breathe, I've absolutely had to do that before. I'm getting triggered. Okay, okay, I need to pause. I need to reset. It's not that I don't want to talk this out. It's just that I need a second to reground myself, regroup my thoughts so I don't say something that could be detrimental to our relationship. That is different than being like, okay, I'm the divine masculine. I got to go because we're fighting. So you can sit here in your upset and your sadness and just wait around for me to figure out what I got to do. That is not conducive to a healthy relationship, in my opinion.
Myself to understand what I was moving through, what I was feeling, getting clear. Because sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes we just need a little bit of a break to see, like, okay, I'm actually feeling angry, or I'm actually happy or grateful that she shared these things. You know, it's not always this bad thing that they just want to run away and don't, know anything about you. Sometimes they are just happy that these things can come up because probably in many other relationships we haven't had this space to feel our feelings, knowing that this person will be there, right? Usually we are like, okay, when the fight comes, it's the end of the stuff. It's the end of the relationship. There's not going back. It's
I'm just wondering when she gets to say anything. Would love to hear from the woman personally.
broken. But it's not like that with your twin flame. With your twin flame, you know that they will not go away. They won't leave you. You can just relax into knowing that, okay, he needs some time. He's just processing feeling. And the more you surrender into this, the faster it is.
Mm-hmm.
We have had many fights where I felt like this, and many, many times too. Carmen just felt space for me. She was just patient. She was just calm. She was enjoying her life. And I was like, hey, I'm ready to talk, or, I'm cool now. It didn't matter what happened. It's not personal. And we just keep moving. So the first thing you want to do is just hold space for your masculine.
So, as Daniel said, this is really crucial, and there might be feelings coming up for you, like feelings of abandonment. Yeah, I'm afraid that he's going to leave me, or he's silent treating me. If you experience that in your childhood, it's very likely that this comes up in your twin flame union to be released. And Daniel.
The text at the bottom says, he's bringing those wounds up for you so that you can release them. Oh, thank you so much. It also sounds like he's just abusing me the way my family who abandoned me did. It just feels like we're like teetering on the edge of the line right now. Like I just need I need and I think we all need more specific language to what is going on. This is all very flowery and spiritual, but two things can be true at once. You can both need time to cool off so that an argument doesn't escalate and come back together and deal with it. And then there's stonewalling, silent treatment. No, you need to wait for me to figure out how I feel. And then how I feel is going to be the most accurate. And you need to give me that space. That means that her feelings are never heard. How come she doesn't get to take that time? How come this is only about taking care of the divine masculine's feelings? As human beings, we are all responsible for our own triggers, our own feelings, and how we react to other people. We are responsible for that. Yes, you can communicate to your partner or your friend or your family member, hey, that is a trigger for me. If we could try to do our best to avoid bringing something like that up or saying something like that to me, it gives me like a bad feeling. We can communicate that, but we also can't control whether or not that person takes that feedback. And if they don't take that feedback, then that tells me, okay, this is a person that doesn't care about triggering me. They want to make me feel bad. They want to get me rattled. So I'm going to distance myself from this person. But at the end of the day, you get to decide, do you want to be around somebody who triggers you or not? That's the difference. We are all human beings, and we all have very similar ways these feelings come up for us. And I just hate this like separation of like, yeah, the woman, since she's more in touch with her feelings, she also has to always be responsible for the man's feelings because he doesn't really know how to process them on his own. Then get into therapy. That's not fair to put on your partner, bro.
Shared, of course, like holding space and have compassion and patience for your masculine, and also offer when you feel there is an opening, like, hey, do you want to talk? And if they say no, respect that no. It's okay. Divine masculines really need to feel safe. And if you are clinging onto him like I did, what I was doing most of the time is like I was clinging onto it and asking him constantly, is it about me? What's wrong? What have I done wrong? And I thought it's something I did that made him upset, or that was my mistake or something. But he just, as he just shared, needed to process. And then there were feelings coming up for me to move through. For example, this fear of abandonment. Oh my God, he's going to leave me now. Or, oh my God, I made the mistakes. I am the problem, which is obviously not true, as he right now shared, and as he shares every time once we move through that, right? That was never about you. I just needed to move through some things. And it allows you to process your own feelings here too. So every time you cannot hold compassion and patience for your divine masculine, there's most likely a block where you take it personal, or where you don't feel good, and that's something for you to move through, and that will ultimately help your divine masculine.
Okay, but when does she get the support? When does the divine feminine get the support? Why does the divine feminine have to constantly be waiting for the divine masculine to figure out how he feels about shit? That's not fair. That's not. She is not responsible for his feelings or how he processes. She can respect them and respect that he needs time to process them, but he also needs to make sure he's not stonewalling, abandoning, and triggering these concerns and feelings in her, because overall that ultimately that's not a healthy relationship. If you're worried every single argument someone's going to abandon the other person, that's not healthy. Me and my husband, we get into an argument or a disagreement, and I trust, okay, even if we need to take like an hour apart to kind of regroup, we love each other, we respect each other, and we're going to come back to work it out together because we are a couple. We are in union together. It's not just about making sure his feelings are heard or just making sure my feelings are heard. We have to both have that mutual understanding and respect for each other and each other's feelings. That's what being in a relationship is all about. So that is all that we have time for today. Let's fingers crossed hope that next week the live will go more smoothly, because like I said in the beginning of my video, I did try to go live. It's all good. Hiccups happen. It's a new year. Something I'm doing right now is just be easier on myself and not live in stress all the time, because if I'm being honest, I do tend to kind of operate at a high stress level. So I've been really trying to be just like a little easier on myself. So I appreciate your guys' time and support and for being here for me as well. If you like this style of video, this type of format, even if it's not completely live right now, and you're just like, yeah, this was fun, it kind of felt like we were live together, then let me know down in the comments below. But I do really want to try to go live every Thursday morning to share and react to some crazy cult leaders. If you have a cult leader video, you're like, Erin, you need to watch this, please email it to me at letfresherin@gmail.com, or feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. There's an underscore between each word, but it's at Let the Fresh Erin. So please go ahead and reach out to me there. Share with me what you're seeing on the interwebs. So with all that said, guys, I hope you have healthy relationships out there. Remember, your feelings matter just as much as your partners and your divine masculines. Don't get it twisted. And I just want to thank you guys all for the support on the channel. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for being here, and stay safe out there. Always ask questions and always stay skeptical. I'll see you very soon. Bye.